Yo, 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 yo. My
Yay!
name is Emoji. I'm here with my co host, Nikki G, OMW, and this is another episode of Anime After Hours. One more time on the A.
Yay!
Today we are going to be talking Full Metal Alchemist, and you know what? We're gonna be talking both. We're gonna be talking everything Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to the movies, Conqueror Shambhala, like whatever you want to talk about for Full Metal Alchemist, we are here to talk about it today. But before we do that, I have to give a big shout out to our supporters, VV Digital Collectibles. We do have a giveaway courtesy of them later tonight. But what is VV Digital Collectibles, you ask? Well, we'll find out right now, and we will be right back with the show. Hey, what's up? My name is Emoji, and I'm here with Nikki G and OMW, and we're bringing you Anime After Hours. But before we do that, I want to give a brief shout out to our affiliates, VV Digital Collectibles. VV is the world's home of premium collectibles, comics, and artworks from brands that you love, like Viz Media, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and more. Take your collecting to the next level with VV Digital Collectibles and check out the link in our description box below or use the QR code that you see on the screen for $10 off your first purchase.
This is an interactive show and podcast recorded live in front of an online audience. Those in the crowd on X are welcome to join in on the conversation, but know that all conversations that take place during the show will be published across multiple platforms. With this being a live interactive show and podcast, please be mindful of your speech.
And now, let's get back to the show. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. So yes, definitely feel free to check out VV. Also, too, if you are new, use that QR code. You'll get $10 for just signing up. But the topic at hand, we are talking. I'd say one of the greatest anime of all time. Like this, a and you guys can tell me if you have seen this too. But on a lot of top 100 list, right, or 10 top 10 list, I see this popping up as if not the top 10, probably the top 5. Uh, I don't know. What would you guys say? Do you think that Full Metal Alchemist is top tier, top 10 or top 5 material for greatest anime of all time?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that Brotherhood was like 99 for such rating, like critically rated, like for such one of the top for like a really long time. But I think something took its place recently, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay. Okay. And in this discussion, I mean, we're having this back and forth, back to back discussion to cover Hiromu Arakawa. So we're gonna be talking today about Full Metal Alchemist, but next week we'll be talking about Demons of the Shadow Realm, which is her newest work. Now, Nikki, I do have a question for you, but let me just ask OMW the same question. Would you consider my Full Metal Alchemist up there, one of the top anime of all time, in your opinion?
I think it. I think it could make it into my top 10 for sure.
Okay.
For sure,
Okay.
in
Cool.
my personal top 10. General public, yeah, I can think this is definitely in most people's top 5.
Okay. All right. Cool. 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 So we'll talk about it now. Nikki, I know you are a huge Arakawa fan.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So was you got introduced to her through Fullmetal Alchemist? I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. So tell me a little bit about it. Tell me a little bit about her and following her work, especially since let's start with the manga, right? Because I know you're a big avid manga reader. You have the entire collection, right, of Full Metal Alchemist.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Was that your first introduction to Full Metal, or was it through the anime?
It was through the anime. So I don't remember what I was originally wanting to watch that night, but a lot of the times in the olden days when you would watch Toonami,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they would switch a show from their block without like a warning, or maybe there was a warning but I never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned on to watch something that I had watched in that slot before, and instead it was this new show that had a pretty, gruesome opening. and I'm like, what the heck is going on with this show here? And I kind of got drawn into it, but I actually started once I kind of got into the show a little bit. I remember picking up the manga online and reading and trying to keep up that way. And then I stopped and I went back into to watch the anime. And then somehow along the way I ended up picking the manga back up again, but I don't really even remember when it happened. But
So,
then I
mhm,
think it was because I found out how differently that they went, that they diverged. But
mm.
I don't know if you want to talk about that yet, but
Yeah, no, no, we will get to that, right? Because that's the difference. So so you were reading the manga at the same time that the original show was airing. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay, and then it was different and it split ways. And you, I guess, kept up with the manga. Did you
I
continue the
I
show or did you do both?
uh I did both, but I think I did it separately. I don't I mean it's been such a long time since the first anime came out on
Mm-hmm.
Toonami. Um I remember eventually I picked up the manga and I started getting each new volume as they came out. So I have doubles of a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think I have like 1 through 6, and then I have like 20 to 28, which is the last volume, and then I have the box set, which has the entire collection.
Okay, okay. So,
Hmm.
but because you did both, you realize the separation. You
Oh
realize,
yeah,
oh,
they're
this is different from from the
after
manga.
after a certain point in the original anime, it's they're different characters. They're not even really the same people.
Yeah,
That's how different that they divulge. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yep.
in
Uh,
my opinion.
And this is in the original,
the
my
original,
Full
yeah. I was
Metal.
gonna ask,
Yeah.
Dub, did you see the original?
Um, I started watching the original back
Okay.
because that was on Toonami, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
I
yeah.
forgot that it was on Toonami because I
Yo,
had the DVD box
can we take a
sets. I
quick
just,
second?
mm-hmm.
We need a quick second and just give some praise to Toonami for introducing us to so much fire back in the day. So much fire. Like
Definitely, definitely.
I don't know what I would who I would be without this Toonami shaping my childhood.
Yeah,
But
man,
not but
I forgot that Full Metal Alchemist was even on Toonami because I think at that time I was so like how you were saying you were collecting like, collecting manga. I was collecting DVDs.
Hmm.
And it was for Full Metal, I forgot how I originally got turned on to it. I don't know if it was I don't feel it was Toonami. It wasn't through Toonami. I think it was recommended to me. Someone told me to check it out, and I just bought like the first DVD block box set. Like, and at that time, it wasn't a season. It was before they dropped the season, so it was
Yeah, they
like
used to do like 4 or 5 episodes on a DVD.
so it was a little more than that. It was because
Oh, okay.
that was bread. I wasn't dropping that much. Um, but like it was kind of like a little book, and it was like half of it, right? So it was like half of the first season in one
Oh,
box,
okay.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
half of
yeah.
the first season in another box. So it was like four boxes in total, right?
Mhm.
From what I remember, but I got that, and that's how I actually watched the show. I watched it through that, because the first box was so good. I was like, all right, get the next one. Um, but yeah, I didn't read the manga, right? I was just watching the show, and that was my experience with it. Dub, did you said you started watching it on Toonami? So did you? I forgot if you answered this. Did you watch the whole original one? No, or yes or no, or was it just Brotherhood
no,
that you watched?
no, it wasn't the full.
Okay,
It
all
wasn't the
right.
full kit and
Okay, so
caboodle.
you saw.
It was like probably like 85%, but I don't think I got to the final, you
Got
know.
it, got it, got it. And you just watched Brotherhood afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So before we jump over to Brotherhood, right? So I want to get your take, Nikki, on this. Going back to you noticing the difference between the anime and the manga, right?
Mhm.
Now, obviously, a lot of times when you ask people, what do they prefer, Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think it's pretty solid that most people will give you Brotherhood.
I think
However,
yeah, there are some people.
yeah.
they're
And I was
wrong,
just
but there are some people.
I was just about to get there. I was just about to. However, right? This was a case scenario where even though it and the reason for those that may not know, the reason why something like this may happen where the anime may deviate or pivot from the manga is because this may be the anime may be being made at the same time that the manga is being made, and the anime may catch up to the manga. Typically the manga is first and leads the way, but in the case scenario where the anime catches up, they can decide to add a whole bunch of filler, which is why you have shows like Naruto, that has filler galore. Or they can just start crafting their own storyline. And in most case scenarios, I'd say, in my opinion, in most case scenarios, when they do that, the anime suffers. And you end up with a product that, especially manga readers, they're not really happy with because it's different from the source material. This I feel is kind of an exception. Going into what you were saying, Nikki, right? Like
Mhm.
most people, I would say, prefer Brotherhood, which is to the close to the pretty much pattern
It's
after the
like a one
manga.
for one. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but I feel like this show, even before Brother, it was already up there with people's top 10 anime.
Yes,
Even.
it was.
Mhm.
And I look, Studio Bones took the rights to create the anime, and I
Mhm.
think up until about maybe episode 25 ish, it's pretty close
Mhm.
to what she had originally written. But then
Actually,
they
even more. You have more because they skipped a lot of stuff in Brotherhood because I
yeah,
feel like
they
I guess they
skipped.
didn't feel like they
Yeah,
needed to
they skipped
revisit
it.
it.
They skipped the first like 25 episodes, like maybe like the first season of Brotherhood
Mhm.
is a little bit more condensed because a lot of people had already seen it in the original.
Mhm.
So they kind of just stuck to what was important, and then by the time they got to the second core, and they introduced like Ling and Lanfan and Mei, who were characters that were never in the original anime.
Yeah.
That's when it totally got, it was its own thing and it was following the manga.
Yeah.
The
Even
original anime
even the
had,
homunculi, like
well, they were
they were
completely
different.
different. The homunculi in the manga and the homunculi in the original anime, they're not even made. They're not even made the same.
Mhm.
They're like it. They're completely different. They're made differently. They have different lores. Some of them are not even the same.
Yeah. So this was a discovery that people had right later after they saw Brotherhood and saw the difference, and they were like, "Oh, snap. Like the anime that I already like, this version I like it even better," right? But being someone I want to ask you, being someone that kind of like already got that taste from going back and forth between the manga and the show, right? Like the original show. What was your thought process in it? Were you kind of like frustrated with the anime? Were
Oh,
you
I hate
you,
the original
you
anime.
hated
I
the
don't
original
like it
anime?
at all.
Okay.
I don't like it at all. I think they completely ruined Ed and Al's character. I think Al is completely too codependent on Edward. I don't think it's healthy. The people who were in charge of the original anime hated Winry Rockbell. They
Mhm.
didn't like her character at all. They kind of tried to make her as small as possible. And for some reason, they really liked Rose, who, when the manga was being written, was only in like one chapter. And they brought her back for some reason instead of making Winry a more prominent character. I think that it's way too dark and
Wasn't
it
it
doesn't
darker with
have.
Rose on the original, or was that I
Yeah,
think it
in
was the
the
original. It was darker with her, right?
yeah, she gets graped. I don't know if we can
Yeah,
say those
yeah,
words,
yeah,
but
yeah.
she gets graped in that story. Um and somehow
What? In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
it
she
was
in
ends up
pretty dark. Her storyline
yeah,
was
it was
pretty
really
dark in the
dark.
original.
She ends up having a baby with somebody raped her and she ends up carrying the baby, and she ends up teaming up with Scarf at near the end of it. It's it's such a dark story, and I just kind of feel like they sucked all the hopefulness and all of the lightness out of those characters by the
Mhm.
like it was such a downer. And even in the movie, Alphonse wanted to be just like Ed, but like when you read the manga, the, Al didn't want to be like Ed. He was his own person, and I just There's just a lot of things that bother me about the
Yeah.
original Full Metal.
For
I'm
me
sorry.
for me the biggest thing that bothered me is like, and I'm a big person on ending, like stick the landing, and it's one of the reasons why like Code Geass is up there for me, because to me like I love that ending. Like it's one of my favorite endings to an anime. Granted, it has little things in between that's kind of like lulls, but I feel like the ending was very solid. But for this, the ending for the original Full Metal Alchemist, it felt to me like they didn't know what to do, so they were like, all right, let's just have them fight Nazis. um so
Yeah, yeah. Let's have him go. Let's have him go to Germany. Well, I
yeah,
no. It's like let's have Ed go to Germany through a portal with his father for reasons.
yeah,
It's in
yeah,
a different dimension. That's what the door of truth is. What?
yeah.
Okay,
and
whatever.
and that to me really hit as far as like not know, like when you talk about as far as not knowing where to go, because the manga, you're no longer following the manga and you're just going on your own path now, and now you have to figure out, well, how is this going to end. It felt a lot like the further it got along the way, it felt more kind of like just not connected. But still, overall, right?
Wait,
That
wait, wait.
hmm
Hold on.
yes.
Hold on.
You didn't know all
It
of this?
sounds
Yo, they
like
went to go fight Germany,
hold
fight
hold
Nazis,
on, hold
bro.
on. It sounds like I've only watched the original and I didn't even watch
You didn't
Brotherhood.
watch?
Hold on.
Oh,
What the?
all of this sounds familiar to you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause
Oh snap! You gotta watch
I
Brotherhood, bro.
remember
You gotta
the
watch.
door. I remember the door
No, the door was in Brotherhood. The door was in Brotherhood. You're talking about the door like that had
in
like
the
all the
all white
hands
door.
coming
The
out of
all
it and
white
stuff
door.
like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, no, in the all white room. That's
Yeah.
Brotherhood. That's Brotherhood.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's Brotherhood. I yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. He
Okay.
does human. Doesn't it end that Edward does like human transmutation on himself, and then like almost like teleports himself to Germany or something. He
Yeah,
wakes
they
up
end up
in like
living
the
out in
body
Germany.
of
They end up living out in the real world.
yeah. It's like he. I can't. I,
Yeah.
I can't really. Yeah, it not. That's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah, the ending was kind of like, okay, I guess this is just how it's gonna go. But once again, there was still a lot of, and a lot of the, especially the early stuff, a lot of it was still, along the lines of the manga. And I think you had such good source material that they were dealing with, that even still with all of that and this whole kind of like crazy way that it went, you still had a show that people loved, right? And like I said, even during that time, before Brotherhood came out, Full Metal Alchemist, the original one, was up there in a lot of lists as far as greatest anime of all time, right?
Yeah,
Now,
being on Toonami, having a really strong English dub
hmm
also helped a lot with popularizing it in the West.
oh yeah, I mean Vic was, uh, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
yeah, but like I wanted to, and I don't know if you know
What's
this,
up,
right?
Doctor Strange?
Who? Oh, Doc's in the building. Oh, shout out Doc and Nas Clint. Shout out both you guys. Um, so Nikki, I don't know if you know this. If you do, great. If not, don't worry about it. But I know a lot of times too with the creators, right? They can sometimes have issue with the work pivoting from their vision, right? And sometimes remakes are made because of that very reason. Do you know if Arakawa had any issue with the original Full Metal
She told
Alchemist?
them to do their own thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Do you,
so after they got to that point, she was like, I think it's just best that if you guys kind of just write your own stuff from now on and just let me write the manga and maybe later on we can, come together, which is basically what happened
yeah.
because the last episode of Brotherhood and the last chapter of the manga happened in the same month. So at the beginning of June, it was like June 3rd, 2010, I think.
hmm
The last chapter came out, and then like June 26th of that month, the last episode of Brotherhood came out. So she had told them how it was going to end.
Oh wow, she
Um,
took her time with the manga, because I mean
yeah,
the
she
yeah.
she wrote it for a long time. They're 28 volumes, and it's a monthly series.
hmm
And props to her, she was pregnant twice during writing it, and she never took a break.
Oh snap snap media.
She's
That's
a queen.
crazy.
She's a queen.
That is. Do you know if she liked the original, or did she
um
ever disclose whether she did or not?
I'm not sure. Maybe she did. I'm sure she had fond feelings of the beginning of it, and it definitely helped grow her manga and get people interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure when people find out, when we only had the original anime to go on, that the manga is completely different and has a different story and the characterization is different, that people are probably more likely to go, okay, well, let me see what the manga is about. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh my god, this story is incredible.
Yeah. One thing that and then I want to jump over to Brotherhood, but one thing that I will say about the original one that they did that I don't really that's not too common is sometimes when they take liberties, especially when it comes to creating a character, like creating, a brand new character that wasn't even in the original thing, like that can go completely bad, right? And one thing that I will say is I think that the character that they created, one of the homunculi, like the kid, I forget his name.
Wrath, yeah.
Yeah, Wrath. Like,
Hmm.
I thought it was a solid character that fit into the story and narrative. Like, I felt myself a little bit kind of missing Wrath in Brotherhood.
Nah, I didn't
No,
have
you
that
didn't.
feeling at all.
I felt like I did. I felt like not to say that he was my
I
favorite
didn't
character or anything like that, but
I didn't miss any of the
you
original
didn't miss it.
homunculi.
But I felt like that he fit into the story, right? Like I was connected to the character where when, this new story came and he wasn't in it at all, I was like, "Oh, he's not in it. Oh, that's a bummer." But also too, the little devil kid also did I did
Selim
I did
Bradley,
like
yeah.
him. So it was a nice repricement.
Who was Pride, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay.
Yeah, I think Cry was a great replacement because that was in Brotherhood, right?
Pride and Brotherhood was Selim Bradley,
Mhm.
and Pride in the original was the Fuhrer. Um King
Yep, yep,
Bradley. King Bradley, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
So there was a lot of like, because we didn't have all the, like, not all of the homunculi were introduced by the time she was right, the manga got caught up to the original anime. So a
Mhm.
lot of the homunculi are completely different. They're not
Mm.
the same. And the way they're made in the original anime is different than how they're made in the manga.
Yeah.
Totally different. It's
Yeah.
not even the same.
So so let's jump over to Brotherhood. And you know what? I should have did this at the beginning, but I'm just gonna do a quick little synopsis. No, nothing spoiler related, but just kind of like just an overview of what the story is about. So as we go into the discussion, people can know what we're talking about. But basically, you have the story of alchemy, which exists in this world, and what it is it's the you cre- you taking materials and ultimately using it to create something, right? But you have to have the materials, right? So if you have all the materials to make a sword, right? Like as far as its key components, you can use alchemy to pretty much craft a sword almost out of thin air, but not out of thin air because it's using materials to do that. Now, there are certain things that are taboo, things that you don't mess with, and one of them is humans or life, right? Even though they may know the ingredients of what makes a human, right? As far as physically, you're not supposed to actually do alchemy. And you have two kids that try to do it because their mom died. And they try to bring back their mom from the dead using alchemy, and it goes horribly wrong. Where one kid loses his arm and his leg, and the other kid loses his entire body, and his soul ends up being attached to a suit of armor. So now you have these two kids pretty much now traveling the world to they become alchemists and they're looking for a way to get their bodies back or recover and mainly get the little brother's body back since now he's attached to a suit of armor. So they go through adventures and discovery and things like that. But that's pretty much the premise of the show. Now going to Brotherhood, so this was something that was created. Do you happen to know, outside of obviously, it being nice to create something that's true to manga, do you happen to know, as far as, was there any reason why they decided to go back and say, okay, let's redo this anime. Let's redo this anime and let's make it true to the manga.
I don't have a concrete reason, but
Hmm.
my guess is that she was probably told the anime studios, Bones, my manga is going to end at this month. Um, because basically it was like a year. It was 63 episodes, so 63 weeks of Brotherhood. So she probably told them like my this is how the manga is going to end. I think now is the time to reboot it and make it true to the manga. That's my
Hmm.
guess of what happened. I really don't know for those particulars.
Okay, okay, no problem. It's no big. I was just wondering if you happen to know.
Because
Um,
Studio Bones did Alchemist and Brotherhood, right? Like both
They
of
did
them.
both. Yeah,
hmm
they did both of them.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Real quick, actually, too, I forgot to mention this before, but we do have a giveaway tonight for a digital collectible from Vivi. All you have to do is actually Dub, if you can, when you get a sec, if you can just pin the live stream to the top. All you have to do is in the live stream that will be pinned to the top in just a bit. Quote tweet it, do the quote tweet, and use the hashtag anime and just send us a message. The message does have to be positive and appropriate because we are going to read it on stream. But as long as it meets those criteria, then you can be entered into the giveaway. So just once again, the live stream that will be pinned to the top shortly, you're going to quote tweet it. And in the quote, you're going to hashtag anime and just send us any message that you would like that is positive and what did I say? Positive and appropriate. Positive and
Yeah,
appropriate.
positive and
Yes.
appropriate.
All right. So Brotherhood. All right. The now the show that pretty much when people talk about Full Metal Alchemist, this is what they're talking about, right? Like nowadays, when anyone says, "Oh, you got to watch Full Metal Alchemist," they're telling you to watch Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Now, for how was this for you going from someone that read the manga, was a fan of the manga, didn't really care too much for the anime because of its deviation and now getting a anime that is more that's pretty much one to one as you said truer representation of the manga that you had
Mhm.
already loved.
It was fan freaking tastic. I I would watch the episodes raw, like because it wasn't coming out in America for a long time.
Hmm.
So I would watch them raw with no subtitles, and then I would wait for whoever was the fan sub person at the time would do the subs, and I would watch them that way. And then I watched them again when it came on Toonami, so that way it was getting its the viewer count up for for Toonami and everything. And then I have the whole series on DVD, so watched it again that way. So I've watched it many times, and it was a very exciting year for Full Metal Alchemist fans, especially because the manga was coming to an end at the same time that the anime was on.
Hmm.
So it was just like a really exciting time to be a Full Metal Alchemist fan from 2009 to like 2010.
Hmm. Now was there now you said this was one to one, so there was no filler in this at all.
No, there was no filler episodes in Brotherhood. There didn't
Okay.
need to be any filler episodes in Brotherhood because it was following. Like I said, the
Hmm.
ending of the manga and the ending of the anime happened in the same month, so they knew exactly
They
what
knew what
was.
was going on.
Yeah, they knew they had everything planned, and they had the whole. Basically, they had the whole story set up, and
Mm.
they knew what was going to happen because she had told them what was going to happen. So she probably had manuscripts written already and gave them all that stuff, and so it was a great experience for to be a Full Metal Alchemist fan at that time because you
Okay.
were just getting new stuff all the every at the beginning of the month you'd get a new chapter, and then every week you'd get a new episode. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Dub, so you had mentioned so this was the one that you did watch, right? So now going into it, right? Like what was your thoughts on this show? And this isn't a compare and contrast, right? Because you didn't get to see the original, but just your thoughts going into this specifically as far as, why people may put it why you feel people may put it up there with their top anime, and even you, right? You said you would put it up there too as far as your top anime. So like why?
I think overall, it had a very big impact on anime back in the day. It
Hmm.
got your mind going. It was again, it was a darker show, which was like a
Very
nice change of
philosophical.
pace. Very philosophical for sure. But I mean, like you just have to think about it, right? Like back in those days, during that time frame, you said it was like 2010, right? 2008
Um,
ish.
Yep, that's
yeah,
when
yeah.
Brotherhood was around 2009 to 2010. Yeah.
So like, and that was Brotherhood, not even the OG, which was
OG
earlier.
was 2004 ish, I believe.
That sounds
Yeah,
about right.
2004. That's like super early anime. And I just think that again, Toonami was a major leading factor for a lot of these shows, for me at least, and how I, would rank them as my top favorites because it was hard to escape the shows on Toonami because they were so good.
Mm,
It kept on bringing you back. And Full Metal Alchemist was one of those that, it grasped you with every episode, had you waiting to come back for more. Um, some episodes of Dragon Ball Z were like, okay, we're gonna see them power up for 10 minutes, fight for 3 minutes, and talk for 7 minutes.
mm,
Um, the pacing on Full Metal Alchemist was just completely different. It just felt
mm.
like there was always something happening nonstop that was important to the overall story.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I mean that speaks to the writing, right? And we were talking too before about just women as writers, especially what we've been seeing and covering male characters. Because another thing to be said, Edward Elric is a standout character, standout main character, and I feel probably is up there as one of the top. And once again, a character written by a woman, but his depth, right? When we talk about even as far as just the philosophical aspect of this show, you have things being addressed in this show that you don't really see too much, addressed in shows of the like. I mean, they're talking about God, they're talking about, you know, um, you know, science versus religion. They're talking about like all of these like really really deep topics uh in this show, and you have this main character that you just connect with and you feel for, and you feel everything that he's going through and every emotion that he feels. um Speaking on Arakawa as a writer, right? Because Nikki, I know this is, if not one of your favorite writer, right? Or mangaka,
She's
or
up
up
there,
there, up there.
sure.
Okay. And we talk, who did we talk about?
Takahashi. We
Yeah,
were
we
talking
talked about
Takahashi.
Takahashi last week. Now, her as a writer, right? How does this impact you? Especially someone that's big into literature, that's big into just writing on a whole, and reading manga and seeing these characters, how they're developed, how Edward is developed. Like, how does this kind of?
I feel like the characters are one of the most important parts of Full Metal Alchemist because
Mm-hmm,
I feel like she puts so much into her characters. She puts so much, not just into Edward or Alphonse or Winry or Roy or Risa. She really puts a lot of thought into all of them, and like they all I almost felt an emotional connection to so many of them because they were so, even if they weren't hugely important, they had something in them that made me drawn to them, that made me emotional about them, that made me want to cheer them on or cry when they died, or you know what I mean. And
mm-hmm.
I feel like character writing is probably her, I feel like it's her strongest point. Not that she's not, and she's not great at the follow through, or she's not great at action adventure or drama, because she's great at all of it, comedy, whatever. But I really think that her character writing is where she shines, and her ability to make these characters that you really love and really feel for is just incredible.
Yeah, I would definitely 100% agree with you on that, right? Like, I mean, the story is an amazing story, but when I think of Full Metal Alchemist, I think of the characters, right? And I think
Hmm.
of connecting with them. I think of even feeling emotions, and we talked about this before, and I can't not bring this up, but we talked about this before as far as moments in anime that hit the hardest, and for me, you know, you can make characters that you like, but you can also make characters that you hate. And for me, I feel like Full Metal Alchemist has one of the moments that you're affected the most. That I feel I've ever been affected in anime, and hated a character, and that would
Yeah.
be with Shao Tucker,
Yeah,
and
Nina.
and
Hmm.
that that's another level of writing, right? Another level of writing to make you feel emotion towards a character that spans for. I mean that storyline spans for what, like maybe like 3 episodes about.
In the original, it's like maybe two or three.
Okay.
In the remake, it's I think it's just one because we had already seen it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but the fact is that the original took it right from the manga and everything. But yeah, that's such a short time, and it's not just Nina herself, or it's not just the fact that it was her big fluffy dog, or that her dad did it. It's also how Edward and Alphonse reacted to it, and how it set the course. If you really read the manga, it kind of sets the course for the rest of the story, because Edward feels really powerless that he could not save a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
and how much that kind of he thinks before that happens, he really thinks that alchemy is amazing, and alchemy can do everything, and it's incredible, and he's alchemy is better than god or whatever, that but these are things that he really thinks. But then he gets to this point where this little girl is introduced to his life, and he really feels for her. He has a big brother connection to her, and he can't do anything.
You can't
There's
save
nothing
her.
he can
Yeah.
do, and she dies, and he realizes that, oh, I'm just a kid, and alchemy can't solve all my problems. And that's really how the whole story goes from there. I mean, not that he
Yeah.
doesn't use alchemy still, or that he doesn't respect it, but he realizes that it's not the answer,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and which is hugely important for the ending too.
yeah, and the heartbreaking part about this is she suffers first and then dies, right? So, you know,
Yeah.
and once again, this is the writing of Arakawa. You connect with the characters. So while Ed is connecting with this little girl, you are in the audience too, right?
Hmm.
And you're not thinking anything bad could possibly happen, right? And all of a sudden things shift and change, and you feel the same level of emotion that Ed feels. And going back to as far as main characters that kind of like take you along their journey with them, I feel that Ed is one of those characters that you feel his emotions while he's going through it,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's kind of almost like the sounding board of your, like, while you watch the show, he's like the sounding board of your emotions while you're experiencing this show. And I think that that's a very, very profound way of connecting your audience with the character. Um and even when it's not, he's kind of like also to this level of bravery where he says the things or does the things that you might be a little bit more reticent to do.
Hmm.
Um so yeah. I think as far as characters and especially writing these characters is definitely like the strongest part of this anime. And there's a lot of other characters too, like Mustang too. I feel like I liked him more in Brotherhood than I did in the original.
Yeah, and he's got that great arc at the end of Brotherhood too,
Hmm.
which I mean, it's so hard not to like just say like the irony of what happens to him at the end of the story, because of how much because he wants to make the country better. He has such vision, and then what happens without giving
Hmm.
it away. But
Yeah, yeah. And the story, it teeters a lot on morally gray, right? You're dealing with you're dealing with a war, you're dealing with people having a past that's not so, squeaky clean, and things that
yeah,
they
when you have a character like Scar, for instance, who is introduced to the story as a villain, but then in the in the manga and in Brotherhood has not quite a transformation, but you kind of see where he's coming from, and you realize that you know how can I explain this? He but basic but yeah, he starts out as an antagonist, and you think, somebody that's not a good guy, and very but he actually becomes somebody that's very important to the rest of the story, and he's
Mm-hmm.
not just a villain. There's more to him than that, even though he did horrible things and things that cannot be forgiven. um but you end up kind of not hating him,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, yeah, and this once again it throws you back into going through this journey with the main character because that's the thing, right? Like Ed and
It gives
Alphonse,
me
they're
a lot
going.
of
Hmm?
a causal vibes. Mm.
What
Scar
happened?
gives me it gives me a lot of a causal vibes
Mm.
for Scar, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the guy from the war.
Yes, the one with the
Yes.
Ishvalan. He had the X on
Yes,
his
yes,
face. Yeah.
yes. Yep, yep. Yeah.
Basically, so in Brotherhood, it's not on our planet, really. It's Earth, but it's not our Earth. They live in a country called Amestris, and Amestris has a lot of blonde, blue-eyed people. And off to, I think it's to the south, there was a country called Ishval, and Amestris goes to war with Ishval and basically decimates it and kills most of the people from that country. Obviously, some people survive and they come into Amestris to kind of get away from that. And Scar was one of the people that went through it. He lost family and he suffered traumatically, and that affects the course of the story, especially when it comes to his powers, is very important.
Yeah. Yeah. And also dialing back to as far as with going through this journey, right, with the main character. That was another thing that really hit me because of the fact that he joins he joins this military thinking, all right, like I'm doing the right thing, I'm working to to for the military, for a cause and stuff like that, and he's coming to this realization that looking at the history of things that have happened, that the military isn't all what is cracked up to be. And in many case scenarios, you have people that are introduced that are worse than the enemies that he's supposed to be fighting. So,
Yeah.
mhm,
So Ed joins the military at 12 years old. He's the youngest state alchemist on record. He's a genius, basically. Um, he joins it only because it gives him opportunities to research in the central library, and to have that state alchemy license gives him more opportunities to do alchemy and to figure things out, um, that he wouldn't have had otherwise. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened, and he wouldn't have done it.
yeah, yeah,
He was never like, I want to be in the military. That was never a dream of his. He only did it because he really had no choice, and Roy was like, you have an opportunity here to further, your alchemy and figure things out about human transmutation and the philosopher's stone, which is the most important part of
hmm,
Fullmetal Alchemist,
yeah.
is that you can find out where a philosopher's stone is or how to make a philosopher's stone.
Yeah, and ultimately he wanted to do that to get their bodies back. Um,
Yeah.
but but like the thing is too, the way that, as far as the way that the story progresses, right? And one thing that's really interesting is even when he joins it, right? Like you kind of get this hopeful, like everyone that he's meeting on the surface is a good person. Like in the beginning, right? With the
Hmm.
military, like all the people that he's in Mustang, called the guy, I forgot the guy with Hughes. Yeah, Hughes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone he's meeting, is a positive person. It's like, all right, cool. And it's not until later you peel back layers behind individuals, you find out what happened later down the line, and even you're introduced to characters that were part of the military that were straight psychopaths. And
Kimberly.
and like for me that was another thing battling that because granted, like what you said, Nikki, he was never like gung-ho military, but you didn't see that darker side until later down the line, and now you have this character that's battling with it where he's a part of the military, right? He's in it, right? And then you have certain circumstances where the people that he's supposed to be fighting, namely Scar, right? You have other people that are technically part of the military or were part of the military who are worse than his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that was his own battle too, as far as like how he's going to handle that, or how does he handle that, uh, what when it came to as far as the loyalty to the military versus his loyalty to what he feels is what's right versus what's wrong.
Yeah, loyalty to his country, to the people
Yeah.
that he met in the country,
Hmm.
because you have to remember that the military, though they have all their secrets, and we find out later about what's really going on. The people of Amestris are innocent. They are not. It's none of them. None of the people that live there is what's happening in anything that's going on underneath the scene. None of that has anything to do with them. So I think he thinks about his country. I'm getting, especially because his family, Winry and Panako, the people that took care of him when after his mother passed away. Um, these people are just regular people that live in this country, and he has to think about that as well.
Yeah. True. True. So, I don't want to go too much into, spoilery talk and stuff like that, but we did cover a bit of, as far as just overall, theme or premise of the show. But, to kind of wrap things up, if you could pitch it or tell someone to, that they should check out Full Metal Alchemist, why would you tell them to do so? And, what are some things that you would tell them to look for as they watch it to kind of like get the best experience from it? Now, before we do that, and I want to get that from both you, Nikki, and OMW, and I'll weigh in on it too. But before we do that, I just want to remind the audience real quick that we do have a giveaway courtesy of VV Digital Collectibles. All you have to do is the pin tweet at the top. Make sure you quote tweet it. Make sure you quote tweet it. And in the quote, hashtag anime and tell us a message. It can be any message you want, but it does have to be positive and it does have to be appropriate because I do have to read it for the stream. If it's not, then obviously you can't win. All right. So, going to whoever wants to go first, OMW, Nikki G, recommendation. Would you recommend this show? Why? And what are some things that you would suggest people look for as they view it?
Um. Okay. So I would say, um, well, obviously, I would recommend it. I would recommend it if you're really into character-driven stories, if you're into mystery and conspiracy and a little bit of steampunk and science fiction. You're gonna get all of that with Full Metal Alchemist. Um, it's a shonen classic. It's critically acclaimed. I think it's definitely worth the 63 episodes. There's no filler, so you're not gonna get stories that have nothing to do with the main plot. You're gonna go right through it, and it's a great watch. It's emotional. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, and I think it's just a great ride. And I feel like if you're an anime fan, you definitely have to watch it at least one time.
Awesome. Awesome. Appreciate that. OMW, did you want to weigh in? And then I'll go after you.
Yes, I think of course I would recommend this. I would definitely recommend Brotherhood over Full Metal Alchemist just because of the filler factor personally. One thing that I would, you know, have them pay attention to is the importance of the Philosopher's Stone for the Elric brothers and how that progresses throughout the story. And just pose one question to them as well. If you had the power to have a Philosopher's Stone, what would you do? What's up, Sham G? What's up, DAO? Thanks for popping in.
I think that that's a loaded question too, because the first question to consider is would you create one? Would
Exactly.
would you create one? But yeah, nah, I feel you. I feel
Spoilers.
you. Did you have anything else to add before I go?
Um, Tune in next week.
Okay.
It's
All
gonna be
right.
a banger.
Yeah. So with that, we actually are going to continue this Arakawa discussion because we're going to be covering the anime that she is doing now, Demons of the Shadow Realm. So we'll be talking about that, her latest work. But my thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist, I once again would also say, uh, watch Brotherhood. I I'll say this too, right? If you like Brotherhood and you want more Full Metal Alchemist, watch the original too. Why not? It, it's 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 not. Nikki's like no. Nikki's like no. Stay away. It for me, it's not anything that's gonna hurt you. It's not like it's an alternate thing. It's an alternate path. It is inferior to Brotherhood, but if you love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and you want more of it because it's over, right? So that's really the only way that you're gonna get more other than the movies. Um, yeah, check it out. It's an alternate story. The characters are still, you're still having Ed, you're still having Alphonse, the characters that you love. There's some changes, there's some tweaks, but it's more Full Metal Alchemist. And while it is an inferior version, definitely inferior version, I don't think that it's horrible. I think that it's something. It's something to experience more of it. And also too, another side of things that I would say too is you're gonna get more of the beginning. Because they did kind of like gloss over a lot because they assumed that you already knew the beginning from the original series. So they'll flesh out a lot more in the beginning too that may be alluded to in Brotherhood but not shown. So,
They
but
do change things
hmm
that were just one last little thing
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
was I just thought about it. In the original anime, there are differences that they made from the manga that I don't understand why they changed it. There's like this scene where I think it's right after Nina dies, and Ed and Al are in the hospital. Ed's in the hospital obviously because Al doesn't have a body. And then they get into like this big argument, and then I think Ed tries to jump off the top of the hospital building, and he has to be like held back. And I'm like, what the frick is this? I think Alphonse jumps off the house, and Ed tries to follow after him by jumping off the building, and Winry has to like hold him back, and it's so unnecessarily dramatic. And that was like one of the first things that I was just like, what
Was it
are
after he got into the
they
fight with that butcher,
doing?
the other guy that was like kind of like in the suit of armor, the butcher?
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
Barry the Chopper, he's in the manga too.
hmm
Um, but I think, yeah, then he's like, yeah, you are not a real person, blah blah. You don't know if you're
Yeah.
real. And then Al has like this whole identity crisis.
hmm
And in the manga, it's actually kind of sweet how they come together about it, but in it's so much more melodramatic in the anime, and that's one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons I don't really like the original is
hmm
I just felt like it was too much melodrama, and they really just tried to
Yeah.
darken the characters a little bit too much for my
Yeah, no,
liking.
I agree. I agree that Brotherhood is definitely the one to watch, right? Like, but because I watched both and I feel like I have just a broader picture from watching both. Um, if you want to watch more, more exists. But definitely Brotherhood is the one to go to. But I do want to say, in regards to this show, we talked before about as far as shows to introduce people to anime, and what makes a good intro anime. And I know a lot of times people will recommend different shonen as intro to anime, because I mean a lot of shonen ends up being a lot of people's introduction to anime. This is also another shonen, but this I would say is also up there for me as far as one of the top things as far as if I was introducing to someone to anime to watch. It showcases to me the depth of anime, and that storytelling takes all mediums, right? Like, and that's one of the biggest things when I tell people, to check out anime. It's like, no, it's not, don't come to a conclusion because it's animated, right? Don't think that it's not going to, that you already know what it's going to cover or you already know what it's going to feel like. This show I think is a very good example that anime is simply a medium of storytelling, and you can have crazy depth and crazy philosophical discussions based off of storytelling, and this is up there as far as one of the top ones that I could think of that will make you think, that will make you challenge the way that you think. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend this show for people to watch. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that pretty much covers my thoughts on it.
Okay.
All right, all right. I feel like
I
we should.
do. I
Great
do
wrap
think we
up.
should have a spoiler night for Full Metal Alchemist, so I can really rip into everything.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. I mean, technically, we could have had one tonight, like,
I
but maybe we should prepare people. Maybe we should prepare people,
yeah,
right?
and that like yeah, I think just in case and people want to watch it. I mean, it's like it's been out for like 16 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I would
at
do
least I
I
think
would
spoilers is fine,
I
but
would
we'll
just
see.
love to just like get into the difference between the homunculi and the ending, and really dive into how different the characters are, and how just all that stuff.
Hmm.
And it's really hard because like I'm trying to keep things to myself.
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing that teases a little bit, right? So the show is based off of, it's about alchemy, and the basic principle of alchemy is equivalent exchange, right? You have to give something in order to get something.
Something of equal value must be lost. That is the rules of equivalent exchange. In
Yes.
those days, we really believe that to be the world's one and only
You gonna
truth.
quote the whole intro? But yes, 100%, 100%, right? So, that's the basis of how their powers work, right? And I was saying before, as far as they have to have, the materials in order to get something, with the exception of Ed, and but that's a whole different thing. Anyway, so alchemy, you have to sacrifice something in order to get something. That principle is how their powers work. It translates to everything, the entire storytelling. And you'll find that as far as, like, as things are discovered, or as goals are set, there's sacrifices to be made. And this show, it questions morals, it questions beliefs, it questions a lot of things, and it is a very, very deep, it's a very deep and powerful show. So I would suggest, anyone, if even if you haven't watched anime before, this is actually a really good starter. um Check it out. And yeah, maybe I would love to revisit a spoiler discussion on this show. We can dive into everything, and maybe that'll give enough time for people to check it out, so that way
Yeah,
we can
one
really
one
talk
more
about it.
thing about Ed and why he's so great in the at the beginning, and people think he's
Sure.
so amazing, is that he's able to transmute without a circle.
Yeah.
So all other alchemists have to draw a transmutation circle before they're able to perform alchemy. Ed is able to make his body a transmutation circle, and that's a big mystery about how he's able to do that and why he's able to do that. So that's why people think he's a genius, because he can transmute without a circle.
Hmm. Yep.
Did
Yep.
they ever find out why?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
I don't.
I
Yep.
I can tell you, but that's just.
I think I think I'm even gonna, because I mean, I watched it, but I watched it like when it came out. I actually did the same thing. I bought all the DVDs for it, but I think when we have the spoiler discussion, I'm gonna rewatch it again, just to watch it again from fresh eyes. But yeah, no, like, it's up there as one of the most profound things I think I've ever seen in any medium. Actually, not even just anime, in any medium. Like, it's one of those shows that will really make you think. Um,
I'm rewatching it right now, so I can't wait for that chat.
Hey, let's go. All right. So we have our giveaway. Once again, do we have any did anyone follow the rules on W?
Um, is this for the space or for the live stream?
Live, it's only live stream. It's a live stream. They had
As
to.
for the live stream, we had a couple of good quotes in there. Yes,
Okay, how
we
many
had
people did it? Cuz
two.
two?
Yep,
Who did it?
Diego and
Mhm.
Nas Clinton.
Okay. All right. So let me check theirs real quick. And those are the only two, right? It's too late to do it now. So let me just verify those are.
Yes.
All right. So let me see. Nas Clint, because if one didn't follow the rules, then that will eliminate one. So let's see. All right, I see DAOs. Let me go to Nas Clint. And I got this on the stream too, so we're seeing this in real time. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right. So since we got 50-50, I'm thinking of a creative way to kind of do this. This will be fun. All right. How do you think we could decide between two people? I was thinking of flipping a coin, but I don't have a coin by me. So I'm thinking, oh, I could do a number. I could do a
Uh,
number and whoever's closest to it
I am getting some sad emojis. Some sad emojis
from
in the
who?
chat.
Wait, why? Why is anyone sad?
I don't know.
Who wants
I
to give a
don't
giveaway
know.
away? All right. So I'm thinking maybe we could do a number, right? And whoever guesses closest to it. Well, first let me see. Can Diego and Nasclint come up? Let me see. Let me see if they could come up. Diego and Nasclint,
Ooh,
send
that would be
if you can come up, send
interesting.
a request.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What happened?
Hold on. We have a chat message.
What happened in the chat?
Good brother O'Milly. We have Nas coming up. Good brother O'Milly says that it might be time for him to get into manga.
Oh,
Anime,
snap.
hashtag anime. I think I'm ready for my first manga. I need a football one. This is all because of you guys. LOL. Now I want to
Hey,
collect some and hold. Love that. With a
nice.
blue lock GIF.
Would you
Ooh, and we got the Yayo up here as well.
we got Nasclint and
Perfect.
Diego? Okay. Uh I haven't seen Blue Lock, but
You haven't seen Blue
I
Lock?
still have to. It's on my list. I watched the first episode.
That's good enough. Yeah.
Is that the one where the second season was like a bunch of still pictures, or am I thinking of something else?
No, that was One Punch Man, I think.
No, no, I'm almost wasn't I'm
Yes, yes.
positive
There,
there was a
there
soccer
was more.
anime
There
where the
was
net where
definitely more stills in season two. Yes, Nikki, you're
yeah, okay,
right.
I knew
Oh
it. I knew
snap.
it.
But listen, how can I put this? It was well planned stills. Like they use good use of the stills.
Basic the animation quality suffered in the second season, basically.
Yeah, but like that happens with a good amount of shows.
For sure.
Honestly, the the show was so damn good, I didn't even notice that much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mhm. All right.
Very
So
cool.
so I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I know exactly how many and once again shout out Max, King of Games, because Max got me in a gaming mood. All right. So Diego, can you speak?
What's up, AVM?
Yo, it's good.
Okay. Nas Clint, can you speak?
Yo, yo.
Okay, both of you guys will want to be off mute right now. Both of you guys will want to be off mute. So let me make sure you guys. All right, Yayo's off mute. Nas Clint off mute. Nas, are you off mute?
You don't understand how bad I want to unmute. Well, I want to mute everyone just to troll
No, 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 no. I'm gonna
emoji.
I'm
But
gonna
I
do
know,
something.
I know
So
that won't be. I know that won't be fair to
this
you
this is
guys.
this is
So
gonna
I'll let it
no.
run.
Well. Here's the thing. I'm gonna pose a question. So whoever answers it first is gonna get it. So you guys will want to be off mute.
Give it to
Okay.
Nas.
Yayo off and Nas Clint, are you? Can you get off mute? What in the world?
No,
Oh, get off mute.
Yeah,
Okay,
off
gotcha.
mute, off mute. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna
and
pose
the
you guys
Yayo
a
says give it
question.
to Nas. So
We're
hold
gonna
on.
run no, we're gonna run this like the Oasis. All right. So I'm gonna pose a question and you have to say your name first, right? So Nas Clint say Nas Clint, Diego say Diego. Whoever says your name first will get to answer the question. All right. And then you will have 3 seconds to answer the question. And if you don't get it, I'm gonna ask a new question. I'm not, because then the other person could just Google the answer, right? All right. Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Are you ready, Diego?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. I'm going to need first and last name. What is the
Jeez.
name of the main character of Fullmetal Alchemist?
Pass.
uh, Eldridge
Give it to Nas.
Bob.
Oh Lord.
Yo,
Oh Lord.
oh my goodness.
Well, first off,
Oh,
you're supposed to actually say your name first, so I know who's
Oh
talking.
yeah, yeah.
You got.
Nas.
Eldridge.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. All right. All right. We're gonna do a different question. We're gonna do a different question. All right. Here we
Oh.
go. Here we go. All right.
By the way, shout out to you, Emoji, because this was one of the first animes you told me to watch when I was going on my binge.
I know,
But
and
that
you
was
watched it, so I'm like, how do you not know his name?
because that was last year, bro.
Oh Lord.
He said
I don't
last
know how you
year.
could forget. Can I
You
say
can say it
it?
now because I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask a different
I don't
question.
know how you can forget the name Edward.
Oh yeah, Edward Eldridge.
He
Okay.
was
All right.
close.
I got half.
All right. All right. We're
Edward
gonna do
Elric.
another one. We're
His
gonna do
name
it.
was Edward Elric.
We're gonna.
Elric.
We're,
Thank
we're,
you.
we're
That
gonna
was a
do another one.
mispronunciation. Doesn't that count?
He was close. Nah,
We're
he
gonna
had to
do
be like,
another
what is
one.
it? One letter off now.
We're gonna do another one. Remember, when you answer it, you have to say your name. So say your name, and then I'll let you answer it, and then you.
Uh,
Okay.
All I remember is the fire general. It was my
Don't
favorite.
worry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. All right. Are you
What's up,
guys
meat
ready?
chicken? What's up, baby? I'm Doctor.
You guys ready?
Ready?
Yo.
Yeah. Ready? Okay. What is the full name of the main character of Attack on Titan?
Yeah, yo.
Yeah.
Pass.
All right. Well, pass is
That's it.
incorrect.
You
That is not
got
the
it.
correct.
It's pass.
I don't know. I don't watch it. I mean, I would love to, but I just don't know a lot of anime. I
No
just
worries.
don't.
No worries. No worries. Well, you were just sitting in the whole show. We were giving the answers throughout the whole
We
show.
could fix that. We could fix that, Diego.
I
We could
wasn't in
fix that.
the. I wasn't in the whole show. I came an hour late.
Yeah,
All
you
right. All
did.
right. I
You
got
did.
another one. I
Probably
got
like
another
30
one.
minutes
This
late. 40 minutes late.
this one someone is going to get. Someone is going to get this one guaranteed. Are you ready?
By the way, I don't know why I was brain farting on Aaron.
No worries. No worries. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the full name of the main character of One Piece? Oh Lord.
Are you all kidding me right now?
Oh my God. Yo, give me a
Wait,
Nas.
coin. Let me
is this
find a
Sun
coin real
Jinwoo?
quick.
Nas.
Fuck, dude.
Monkey D. Luffy.
Okay, congrats, congrats, congrats.
Oh, he said One Piece. I said Solo Leveling. Oh,
Oh
fuck. My
Lord.
dumbass.
Nas Clint, I congratulations. And actually, let me read your comment that you made because I thought it was a nice comment. And Yayo, to answer the question for your comment, is this anime for Avatar? No. Although it is a really good show. It's a really good show,
What did
but
you guys think, or what did you think of the new movie?
I still
Oh
have to
my
watch it.
goodness, I loved it.
I
Loved
still
it.
have
It
to
was
watch it,
so good.
but
So
I
it was
really
so much
want
better
to.
than expected.
Because that's
Oh,
why I kind of asked that emoji. Because like the new
Yeah,
movie, it gave off like that type of
it's
vibe. I'm not gonna
it
lie.
is. It 100% does. The reason why like purists, may not look at Avatar as being an anime, even though it's in the same realm and many of the artists are, Asian, is because anime traditionally it comes from Japan. And because
Yeah, it's inspired by anime,
yeah.
but it is an American cartoon.
Yeah,
it's
That's
yeah.
anime
So
adjacent, is what they like
exactly,
basically
to
yes.
call
exactly,
it.
exactly. So because Avatar is from Nickelodeon, which is an American studio, um, it doesn't qualify, but it is a very good show, and is heavily inspired from anime. And yeah, I would use that word OMW, anime adjacent.
Yeah.
But Nas Clint, hashtag anime. Thanks emoji on my way and Nikki for being consistent. on the space. Appreciate you guys. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you guys for tuning in because you wouldn't have a space if we didn't have people. So appreciate you guys for coming in and either chatting about anime or just listening about anime. So appreciate that. So next week we will be covering more Arakawa. We'll be covering Demons of the Shadow Realm. I know, Nikki, this was something that you were looking forward to come out because you're a huge. Oh snap! We got Justin in the chat. Yo, what's good, Justin?
And we got Dark Link in the chat. What's
And
up,
we got
Dark
Dark Link
Link?
in the chat. You know what is crazy? Now that Justin is here, I feel almost some type of way because I feel like I'm not completely doing my job because um I still like according to our trivia, we're still not getting people knowing the main characters of anime. So I need to I think I need to do more tests. I think I need to do more quizzes.
Maybe we should have like a trivia night or something.
That
Ooh,
would be
that sounds
fun.
fun.
That would be
That
fun.
sounds real fun, actually. Yeah.
Um Naj, you got your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I will what I will do for this giveaway. Thank you so much. But I will show some love to our brother O'Milly because he got robbed on a YouTube stream. So I would like to gift the giveaway to O'Milly
To
brother.
Millie? Okay, sure. That
Yep.
is no problem. So we will do
Wow,
that.
what a gentleman. Oh my goodness. Nas Clint taking care of the people. Taking care of the people. Shout out to Nas Clint. Leo Millie.
Let
Make sure you
O'Milly,
send
let
some
O'Milly.
love. No, no,
So
no, no, no. We haven't heard that in 7 months. Let's keep that away. Oh goodness.
I'm gonna so I'm
What's
gonna
up, Justin?
post
What's up, Dark Link?
I'm gonna post a thing, Millie, on how to get your thing. Which I mean, you probably just for formalities. I'll post a thing, for how to get your collectible. But congrats, and congrats, on Nas Clint for passing that off. Nas Clint, your hand is still up for me. Are you do you have
No,
thumbs
it's
down?
down.
Oh, it's down. Okay, all right. All right. So Nikki, yes, next week we're gonna do more Arakawa. Did you want to say anything else about her as we kind of have this back-to-back night? I know you were looking forward to Demons of the Shadow Realm. We're gonna talk more about it next week as far as your thoughts. But did you want to say any other closing thoughts in regards to her before we head out?
Nothing off the top of my head right now. Sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. All right, so I'll close out on another one of your songs. Nikki, did you have anything that you wanted to send me, or did you want me to just go with whatever?
You can just pick whatever you want.
Okay, can I do the Full Metal Alchemist song or no?
If you want, it's it's up to you.
Okay, all right.
Your sound quality was just as good back then, I'm sure.
It
Let's
was
see.
good. I liked it. But and I feel like it fits the vibe. But all right, so we'll do that. So everyone in the space, just stick around for a bit. We will be closing the stream, but I'm gonna hold open the space just to close out on one of Nikki's songs, and then we'll close out on that. There is another space going on, the affiliate space, so definitely feel free to check that out. I'll hop in for a bit also to pack up, so you can tune into Doctor Strange and his channel afterwards. But we will see you next week. Once again, my name is Emoji. I'm here with my co-host OMW Nikki G, and this has been another episode of Anime After Hours. We do this every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-show, 8 o'clock for the main show. Remember, if you are here early, there's a possibility to get 2 giveaways courtesy of VV Digital Collectibles. Yes, if we get 28 people in the space for next week, between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that will unlock a second giveaway for the audience. So make sure that you come early so you can get that. Nas Clint's hand is still going up for me. Does he have his hand up? Is it just am I bugging?
Yes,
No.
sir, you are bugging.
Okay. All right. I'm
You're
definitely
yes.
bugging. All right.
100% you're
All right.
bugging.
We need to close. All right. I'm closing the stream. Holding
Hi,
open the
Magic.
space. Huh? What happened?
Nope, close it.
Okay, I'm holding open the space for the song from Nikki. Everyone in Streamland, take care, be easy, and peace.